Thank you for joining us. Now, the Conference of Parties 28th edition will be held in Dubai, the United Arab Emirates, from the 30th of November to the 12th of December 2023. And of course, Zambia, being the chair of the African Group of Negotiators, will take center stage in ensuring that it coordinates activities in Africa. And it is in that vein that we're having this conversation to show how Zambia has prepared for COP28 through different institutions that feed into the national plan in line with the 8th National Development Plan. Join me on the other side. Hello and welcome to On the Road to COP28 with me, Mary Mwekisa. Now, this program is brought to you by WWF Zambia and, of course, with support from the FLR Initiative and the VCA project. And these are projects under WWF Zambia. Now, in a world where water scarcity and environmental degradation are growing concerns, the importance of healthy freshwater ecosystems cannot be overstated. Recognizing the urgency to reverse the loss of these crucial ecosystems, WWF Zambia has stepped up to champion the Global Freshwater Challenge. And joining me is Fungai Musana, and he is the Chief External Engagement Officer at WWF Zambia. Fungai, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right. I'm excited, obviously, because I cannot live without fresh water. Like, there's no life without water. Why is this important for you as an organization?
Yeah, like you're right to say, water is important. It helps us with our life. Without water, there is no life, right? But crucially, we find that even industries need water.
Yes.
So for them to produce, they need water. So which means that it becomes a very important asset for all, not only you, but also the companies. But unfortunately, it's undervalued. Have you ever thought of how much a bottle of water is compared to actually other assets that companies hold?
Yes, very true. Very true. Very true. So now talk to me about the Freshwater Challenge. What is the major focus of this initiative?
So this initiative was started early this year, mainly because countries came together and wanted to understand how can we protect freshwater ecosystems. And to that, they then agreed that we are going to protect over 3,000 kilometers of rivers and 150 million hectares of wetwater areas. Okay. So that in itself is just to ensure that we protect the ecosystems that depend on water. And is also stemming from the fact that the Global Biodiversity Framework tries to ensure that we protect over 30% of degraded land. So that effect, and obviously adding to fresh water ecosystem and the like, we're trying to see how we can put that together and come up with this challenge.
Okay. So talk to me about the Lukanga swamps and how important are the Lukanga swamps to the ecosystem?
So first of all, the Lukanga swamps it's a very important ecosystem area for WWF. Okay. But we want to believe it goes beyond WWF. So first of all, I appreciate where it is. It's central Zambia.
Yes.
And it's found in the Kashiwe Basin. Yes. The river basin. And what you see up north, there are mines and other industries. And downstream, you find that there are agriculture and other users of water. But what you see, what the Lukanga swamps does is that it's got a sponge effect. So which means that when there's a lot of rain, so during the wet area times and rain seasons, you find it will hold on to that water. Right? So that sponge effect holds on to the water. But you see, what people downstream need is a constant flow of water. Okay. Yeah, so when it starts drying up, that water starts getting released. So maintaining the same...
So some sort of a reservoir.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's very important, and that then helps. We've got about 3, if I'm not mistaken, hydropower stations downstream, which are dependent on the Lukanga swamps by that function. And also I spoke about the industries upstream. So they obviously, because of their industries, there is some form of pollutants that go into the rivers. So because of that, because there are swamps, the swamps are able to purify the water, making it easier for Lusaka water to actually purify the water. So it reduces the cost of purification just by that function. So this is what we call ecosystem services that the swamps provide. So it's a very important...
It is actually, and I'm learning a lot. So because these are very crucial sources of water, like the Lukanga swamps and many other sources, what are you doing as an organization to ensure that these sources of fresh water are protected? Because we can't really do without them.
So looking at the importance of the swamps, right? So you appreciate that if they affect the 3 dams, which supply electricity to the mines and everywhere else where we get our greenback, we need to protect them. So it goes without saying.
Yes.
However, and unfortunately, they are being degraded, right? So which means that people have come in, there's agriculture going on, and sustainable agriculture going on in the swamps. There's deforestation, and and invasive species and the like. So what we're then trying to do is, we first want to do an awareness program. Okay. So we inform people about the importance of the swamps. Then also ensure that the people that live within the buffers of the swamps act better. And now for them to act better, it means that they need a sustainable life, right?
Yes.
So which means all those beneficiaries downstream should start paying for that ecosystem service that the swamps provide. So we are trying to see how we can come up with a system where the people living in the buffer actually benefit for keeping the swamps in a manner which they get,
in a proper manner.
Exactly, so that they can continue providing that service that they do.
Okay. Talk to me about COP28. What do you hope to accomplish out of COP28 that will benefit Zambian communities in line with fresh water?
So one important part of the COP, right?
Yes.
And I think there's been a lot of talk about it. It's the fact that Zambia and other underdeveloped countries are not the ones that are causing so much degradation.
Yes.
And there's been an agreement that the developed countries will actually provide us with $100 billion per annum of US dollars, which hasn't been coming. So we want to use this opportunity at COP to see and ask the right questions. Why isn't this not happening? Beyond that, I think last year, COP27, we are all happy living with the loss and damage and hoping that now we've found a way of ensuring that 100 billion comes to the underdeveloped countries.
Yes.
Unfortunately, to date, not even a cent under that program has come to these countries. So what do we want to achieve? We want to see how we can actually operationalize the loss and damage facility and ensure that we start receiving the monies. But understandably so, because how do we measure the loss? How do we measure the damages? I think those are big questions we ask ourselves. And we need to come up with creative financial instruments that can actually be able to measure the loss and damage and actually then get the damages from there.
Yes.
So I think that's a discussion we want to have at COP to see how do we operationalize the loss and damage and ensure that the people that are actually protecting, which are the communities which you asked about, who are protecting the various ecosystem services, actually benefit. Otherwise,
they see the value of protecting this resource.
Yeah, exactly. If they don't do that, what's the point? Because you and I, what we know is that if we don't have food, you do everything possible to ensure that you have food. So we don't care whether WWF comes to you and say, don't cut trees. If the trees are the ones that providing you with sustainability, you cut the trees and ensure that you get
because there's no alternative.
Exactly. So what we're trying to do is provide alternatives. And through that, we need to fund those alternatives to ensure that the people that are actually protecting the services also benefit.
Okay. Fungai, I'd like to thank you so much for joining us on the road to COP28. And we can only wish you all the best as you continue to work around ensuring that we have fresh water.
Yeah, and thank you very much for hosting us. And we're happy that you're doing a great job.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Pushing with the awareness.
Of course. Thank you so much. All right. This is it for today. Thank you so much for your time. Remember, you can join me again tomorrow, same channel, same time, on the road to COP28. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.